Hello everybody, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 action. We're here today with Fjant, which we saw in the last Homestory Cup, versus Harstem, El Capitan, from Shopify Rebellion, of course, where Fjant is from Team Roddy P. Guys, we're going to work our way through this Homestory Cup 24. Sadly enough, I wasn't able to attend this year. I was planning on going. Simply put, my dad died, and I just didn't have the means, the mental stamina to even consider going, you know? So I hope to maybe be there for 25. We'll see how life, or what life brings. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch one game per round for each group stage, and probably a couple more matches. I want to look at the players that we don't get to look at every time, so I'm going to make sure that I see every player at least once, and preferably a couple more games from those that perhaps did not make the playoffs, like a Raynor or a Serral. Like, we'll show a game here and there, but we're going to see them in the like semifinals or the finals, right? So we're going to have plenty of games from those players. Yeah, but Fjant, for example, showed up at the last Homestory Cup. I think it was the real Homestory Cup, or I might be forgetting, but I did cast a game of Fjant, and he did some crazy proxy hatchery in the front of somebody's base, made like spine crawlers, and rushed the crap out of them, and it was glorious. It was so great. And I still remember that, so that's why the first game we're watching is Fjant. And of course, Harstem, a Dutchie. I have a little bit of Dutch bias, and I always want to see how well he's playing. And now in the ESL winter, we saw that he did pretty well versus Bly, and he also went 2 versus 3, so almost, well, took Raynor to a best of 5. In the upper bracket of that tournament. So Harstem's looking pretty good in Zerg versus Protoss right now. Which means this is going to be an uphill battle for Fjant here. Some people might say he's the underdog, or at least an unknown here. But we've already seen him. Cultured viewers watching cultured Zerg players. Now we see pretty standard stuff from both players coming out. Third base is already down for Fjant. We see 2 adepts here from Harstem on the prowl. Looking around, what can they see? Probably going to send some shades into the natural, see how many drones Fjant has over there. Fjant kind of delaying his speed here. And no speed just yet. 8 lings. Ooh, that's quite a few lings for only 2 adepts, but now he does have gas for speed. Is he going to boot it up, or is he going to go like a super fast lair on the natural here? We'll have to see. We do see Oracle coming out. First one's already out, actually. Speed now started, just started. So we're gonna have a decently late speed. And Fjant in return probably has a bunch of drones on his natural that are very juicy. Or Harstem here, 2 adepts in the natural, but there's enough links here to deter. I think 1 drone died. Yeah, one drone just died. A Zergling tried to scout, but also died. Gateway research finishing up. We have 2 oracles on the map. Third one is underway. Ooh, the drones. No, the drones! They should have been escorted by these lings. No speed. Makes that really difficult. 4 drones just died. That's not what you like to see. Now, Oracle's still flying around, making sure there's no sneaky 4th base. And of course, they want to get some damage done. Queens are nicely in position, though. 2 Oracles do turn and try to kill this Queen, but that's not gonna happen. Kind of wasting their energy there. Nice defense by Fjant here. Decent creep prep coming out as well. What is he up to? We see Evo Chamber Roach War in here. 2 spores so far. Third base has been established for El Capitan, though. Forged Twilight, super standard stuff for a Robo in the natural. Textbook stuff coming out from Harstem here. What is Fjant going to do? He does have a lair halfway done. Only one Evo chamber, but not upgrading anything. Ooh, actually starts melee and then changes his mind and goes for range. So we see 5 gases. Looks to be Roach Ravager from the looks of it right now. Maybe going to add in an infestation pit as soon as his lair finishes. I would love a little bit of swarm host action. I feel like Side Delta is considered a pretty good Zerg map. Ooh, Oracle drive-by. Get 2 drones here, but also 2 probes do go down on the other side of the map. And we do see Roach speed here. 4th base underway. These 2 oracles. Wait, there were 3, right? There's 3 oracles, but I only see 2. Oh, there's the 3rd one. Harstem moving out with his Stalker Force, kind of faking that he has Blink. Has to instantaneously recall all of his units because there's a lot of Zerglings on the map from Fjant here. Sitting on 55 drones, 54 drones. Now adding a couple more. Pretty low drone count. What is he going to do with it? I see no tech. Ooh, and these Zerglings get pretty decent trade. Nuclear battery has been started. 7 overlords. I feel like Fjant is just going to flood roaches here. There's the first 7 roaches starting up. 4 queens here at the 4th base. These oracles are low energy. There's no nuclear battery, so if Fjant were to attack right now, would be a pretty solid timing, I feel like. Also, no immortals yet on the map from that robo facility. So roaches would do pretty good. There is charge and +1 though. So the zealots will eat those roaches for breakfast. More roaches underway. We see 7 on the map already. 10 more to spawn. Bunch of Ravagers now coming in. But is this defensive or is he going to be offensive? Creep is very conservative. And Harstem is on Fjant's side of the map, where I feel like Fjant has a bigger army supply, but he's still on the defense for some reason. Guess his army was slightly out of position. Ling Runby tries to get something done, but there's cannon, add a shield battery, and some units, so those Lings can't do anything. These Ravagers actually in the front, tanking a lot of damage there, and actually a couple of Ravagers also get killed, no transfuses. But the army of Harstem getting cleaned up. Look at the army supply. Fjant is tripling the army supply, now doubling the army supply of Harstem here. I hope he pulls the trigger, and he does. 10 more roaches coming out. There's the first immortal, though. So, I don't know. I hope you can target that down if you're Fjant. Ooh, just too many units here. Wait for your reinforcement, Fjant. And this immortal doing some work. +1 attack on that immortal as well. Second about to pop. Oh, Fjant, is he missing his timing here? 3 Ravagers left. Dives into the second immortal. Can he get it? Now he does get kind of surrounded, but... Oh, nice Zealot warp in from Harstem. Now fully surrounds the Zerg army. The expensive Ravagers in the back are now in the front and get eaten up by the Zealots and the Immortals. One Immortal does go down. Nice surround with the Lings and the Roaches. But this other Immortal stands tall. This cannon in the back is crazy good. Makes it really hard for these Lings to do anything over there. And this 4th is just getting up without a hitch. Let's see if he knows about it. Oh, Fjant doesn't know about it. Oh, if he had sent 1 Ling, he might have killed it earlier with his Ling reinforcements. Now, +2 is underway, though, so Fjant trying to scale in this game, but only 60 workers. So he's just trying to keep on attacking and keep on flooding, but this 4th base can't stay up. If Fjant allows Harstem to have a 4th base with only Roach, like, you're just going to get outskilled by the Protoss here. +2 attack is done for the Protoss as well. Second Immortal joins the fight. Probes are off the line to tank for these Immortals, but as long as these Immortals are firing, these Roaches will be dying. And bunch of Zealots here as well. Shield battery adding that value. And this is kind of awkward for Fjant. There's a drone in the army there. That goes to show how hectic this game has been for Fjant. Harstem really taxing him, and now they're equal in supply, although Fjant has a bunch of roaches. That is not a good sign. And now Fjant actually retreating. Reloading his Ravager count, making a couple drones, so he's staying in this game. Zealot run by, super annoying for any Zerg player that doesn't have a hyper-mobile army. which this army isn't considered hypermobile, especially with the... Well, at this point we call it lackluster creep spread. I'm sorry, Fjant, that's something you have to work on, buddy. But maybe he thought, as long as my attack is sharp, I don't need no creep, right? Like, you'd rather just have 5 more roaches than 1 extra to creep tumor. So, probably has his priority straight there. Oof. Short zealots are so good, even versus roaches that try to kite them. +3, halfway done. More Archons being warped in here. And this is becoming very difficult to fight with only roaches. Might have to see Fjant go into a more lurker-heavy style here if he wants to stay in this game, but he might just want to end everything by just punching through everything with just roaches, lings, ravagers. Like, he just needs one really good fight with this humongous army that he does have. He does have +2 range, now gets +1 armor. Whoa. So, kind of light on the lings is what he's signaling. He doesn't want to make Zerglings here. Just wants his roaches to be as effective as possible. And his army now running into the 3rd base, but the whole army of Harstem is ready here. That's 5 immortals versus mass roaches. That does not feel good. Maybe he should have like an infestor. I don't know if infestor fungal triggers the shields, but that would be really nice if he gets like a fungal, retreats, and then the shields are all down. Big fight here at the 3rd base. Nuclear battery now established. These roaches still alive in the back and just hammering away at the roach front line. And now the back line of the juicy ravagers have been exposed here. There's oracles again, lasering down ravagers. We see this pretty often. Oh my god, that does not feel good as Fjant. Now you're retreating, but all of your expensive ravagers are just being shot down by these air units that you can't contest. No queens here to contest the oracles either. And he's just losing all of his ravagers, and those ravagers are just really expensive. Like, they're 100 if you count the roach cost as well. I feel like this is Fjant's last chance to do something with his army. He needs to kill all of these immortals, needs to actually do a big splurge of lings, I feel like. But zealots are so good against lings, like, I don't know how you beat this army with the units that Fjant can make. He's fighting valiantly here on the creep, trying to corrosive bile and then move back. But if you get a couple good corrosive biles, you can kill a lot of Protoss units. +1 armor about to finish, but there's not a lot of Fjant left in the tank. Actually floating a lot of money here. That's how hectic this game has been. Probably pulled all of his queens at some point. And now missing a couple injects. Because roaches are decently larva efficient. Oh, another zealot run by here. And Fjant doesn't have an overlord or anything to spot that. Let's see if his spidey senses are tingling. He does have a run-by of his own. And we're still making a game out of it, but 60 drones. You know what they say, a Zerg on 60 drones can make weird jumps. Big army sitting here in the front, whilst some zealots are here in the back. Run by here at the 4th base. Queen's going down in the front, and this army is just not looking super big. I feel like Harstem sees that and is like, okay, I'm just gonna A-move you, buddy. What is this? Roaches here in the back of the 4th base trying to get some damage button, but another immortal joins the fight. No sudden muta switch like Bly would perhaps do. And Fjant GG's out. And Harstem surviving that roach onslaught from Fjant. Just powering on 60 units, just making lings, roaches, ravagers. Did to get those range upgrades pretty early and just tried to abuse the fact that Site Delta kind of makes it difficult to hold your 4th base sometimes. But Harstem held on pretty effectively, I feel like. I thought Fjant was creating a very nice opportunity for himself earlier. Ooh, takes a natural base, not on the gold base. Wow. On Alcyone, there's rich geysers, there's gold minerals, and he's just playing Standardo? Interesting. But he created such a cool position for himself where he forced the nuclear battery, he forced a bunch of oracle energy, and then he didn't do an attack soon enough after that to really exploit that, but I suppose that just wasn't the idea. Maybe try to force Harstem to overcommit on defenses early by forcing all of those things. But Harstem was rock solid in that game. And seems to be trying to do the same in game number 2. Just opening up super standard. Now we see an earlier gas for Fjant in this game, trying to get that speed up. Let's see where he takes his third base. Is he going to utilize that gold base? Maybe take it on the other side if he really wants to do like a more rush-oriented strat, but I don't know. Maybe just completely ignore the bottom side of the map. That's also a valid strategy, I suppose. Now we see 100 gas here, and pulling drones out of gas. All of them out of gas, getting speed, so playing nice macro style, I would call that. If you pull everything out of gas, like you're just investing into drones, 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 nothing else. You don't want to time out any tech for later. You're just focused on getting the most minerals for the most drone production, or the highest drone production. Third base down for Fjant on a pretty standard location again. Wow. Honestly, we're in Alcyone and nobody's taking the gold base? Guys, what are we doing? Come on. Stargate going down for Harstem, so he's doing pretty much the same thing he did last game. We see first Adept was chronoed out, now the second Adept is here as well. Now we only see 4 lings instead of the 8 lings we saw last time. So let's see if Fjant makes a couple more lings here. Sends out 1 ling to do some scouting. Very nice. Overlord still in the middle of the map. Third Adept being added on, actually. That's interesting. Usually you only see 2 Adepts. They poke around a little bit, and then they tuck themselves into between a pylon and a nexus. Ooh, Creep Tumor actually gets killed in the front here. Should learn something from a laser and just put it in the main base. Ooh, speed finishes as soon as these Adepts get into the natural, and I think they killed 0 drones. Oh, they killed 1 drone and 3 lings, but 2 Adepts die there. That is super good for Fjant. Fires up 5 more drones, 9 more drones right away, and these lings are inbound to the third base, and well, the Adepts died, so what can you do? You only have 1 Adept. This Oracle has to come back. You can just drone, drone, drone. Don't need no spores. Fjant making the moves here. Really nice. Kills an Adept as well. Forces a pylon in the wall that he has to cancel. That's 25 more wasted minerals. Probe's not mining. And forces the beam on the Oracle. Loses 1 ling for that. Great moves by Fjant here. Loving it. Dude, look at the resilience on this kid. Sicko mode. And we see spores in every base now, because last game Harstem did build a bunch of oracles, and he sees... Oh my god, the lings actually got into the main. Kills a probe here, maybe gets a second one. Only 1 probe, but also a full scout on the main base. No Twilight Console yet, no Forge yet. Only this third base. So what is Fjant's idea here? Ooh. Oh, he mines this out. Nice, I like that. So he gets full control over this area on his 4th base. Eventually takes that as a 5th, I suppose. Really nice. Playing the map gorgeously. Now we see Twilight Console and 2 gateways, so no Forge. What is this going to be? All that Harstem has is like a couple oracles. I'm very surprised to not see a Forge with this. He has a couple gateway units here. No shield batteries yet. 8 more drones. Boom! Fjant is booming right now. Gets +1 melee. Forge is down for Harstem now. Slightly later, starts up Blink. So instead of charge last game, he's now going for Blink. So maybe going for that Oracle Blink push. A little later than usual, but maybe he delayed the Forge so that it could still hit at a decent time. Because losing those Adepts made him replace them, I think. Or at least... like all that shenaniganery around here. Ooh, now the Stalkers and the Oracle move out once again. Fjant knows that Blink can't really be done because he was in that base and he didn't see a Twilight. 20 lings here, so ready to engulf these Stalkers with lings, and then they probably have to... Ooh, pylon in the front. I was saying they might have to get recalled out, but actually using the Oracles here. Nice target firing on the Queens here. Now we have a pylon. Is he going to build shield batteries? He's just warping in stalkers right now. It would be so cool to have like 1 or 2 batteries, honestly. Like, I hate it myself when I play against that shit, but I think it's cool to see. He's just using it for slightly faster reinforcements here. Trying to mass up stalkers. Doesn't have blink yet. Ooh, 1 oracle does go down, I think. Yeah, 1 oracle did go down. 0 stalkers have died so far. Oh my god, he killed his own stalker. Damn, that's showing dominance. Right? That's what you do, right? If you feel like you're the dominant one, you kill your own stalkers. Ooh, 2 stalkers are left behind and, ooh, do blink out once, but then get caught up with by the Lings and killed. Fjant holds off that attack pretty or convincingly, but is slightly behind in the worker count here. Getting +2 melee now. First immortal underway, or are there multiple immortals? Only the first immortal. Just now coming out at 730. Oracle's trying to get some damage done. 4th base has no drones on it. There is a 5th base-ish. But this feels a little sussy if you're Harstem. You look at this base and you're like, why are there no drones there? 4th base going down for Harstem. He has 73 probes. Actually oversaturated his 3rd so that he can instantaneously saturate his 4th base. But it gets cancelled by Fjant. Nice moves here. Contesting that map control. He knows that map control's mine. You're not allowed to have that 4th base just yet. Ooh, small Baneling run by. Trying to get into some sort of a position. I don't know what those Banes were up to, but they got caught by these Stalkers. Now we have a lot of Lings and some Roaches. Might become a bunch of Ravagers sooner rather than later. Roach speed about to finish. Baneling speed halfway done as well. But there's also Storm on the side of Harstem here, so if Storm finishes, I feel like Harstem can deal with this. 8 Banelings underway, bunch of Roaches moving out. Harstem knows, of course. Ooh, tries to kill these rocks. I didn't even know these rocks were here. Why does he need to kill these rocks? What? Oh, okay. He can't link his entire army, because the army had to move all the way around to get there. Oh, that's cheeky. Okay, now kills the rocks. This delays his attack quite a bit, though. Like, if you're Harstem, you're like, I've seen this attack coming from a mile away. He's building a photon cannon. Bunch of shield batteries as well. 2 cannons, 2 batteries. And here comes a big attack from Fjant. Big storms, though. Soften up the army a lot. Get to morph into an Archon. Oh my god! So many Lings and Banelings! Somehow, some way. These Banelings just hugging the Stalkers to death, and Harstem just GG's out. Fjant completely overwhelming. Harstem just didn't quite have enough storms yet. And Fjant came in from 2 angles and just, wow. Just like that, just snapped his finger Thanos style, and Harstem was dead. And Fjant takes his first game here at Homestory Cup 24, going for the Extractor Trick early hatchery build here. So I feel like this build makes sure that you can't get blocked. Because you need to send that probe out so early to maybe get this block. But Oceanborn map known to be pretty darn effing easy to take a 3rd base. Because it's right there. It's right there. You can put your army over here and defend both. So, expecting to see a bit of a longer game here out of these 2 players. Because it's just really hard to kill the other guy. Pool now down. No gases yet, but he took a pretty early hatchery, so you want to stay mineral heavy for a little bit longer. Sends out a drone here. Oh, just making sure that there's no cannons? Cheeky. I don't take El Capitan for a cannon rusher, especially not in the 3rd game of a best of 3, but it could happen. I don't know if there's any good cannon spots on this map in particular. Would have to ask printf or Haz. Harstem doing the same standard build once more. So this hatchery finishes up a little earlier than you're used to. See? this gas hasn't even saturated yet. Usually you can send 2 drones to the hatchery before it pops. But now the hatchery has already popped and it's already providing larvae. So this is a pretty interesting build. I don't know if it's more economical than the 16 hatch, 18 gas, 17 pool, but we'll find out. 2 drones on gas, actually. So he wants speed, but he doesn't want it super fast. That signals to me that this build is probably slightly less economical if you mine with 3 on gas, but it's still, you know, fine. 3rd queen underway already, so not taking the super fastest 3rd you can take. Link's going out and trying to get a scout. Adept doing the same thing, and now there's a stalker being chrono boosted out, actually. So slight change up here from Harstem, not going for his 2nd adept. Didn't like the results he got in the 2nd game with those 2 adepts. So now going for a super fast stalker to hunt down that overlord. Adept is in the front, trades a couple hits with the queen, says hi, and then retreats. His shade goes into the main base, but probably only to check if there's a lair. Now there's a Ling in the main base here for Fjant, scouting out that for the 3rd time in a row, it is a Stargate. Overlord does go down. Slightly supply blocking Fjant here. There's another Overlord here. Might die as well. Queen's getting ready to receive that Oracle. And 2nd gateway here. Way before speed finishes, but the normal time speed finishes is around now. So this gateway is kind of necessary, because otherwise you just die to like 20 Lings running into your main base. Or you take a lot of damage, right? 3rd base now underway for Fjant. Getting that Roach Warren once again. Really liking the Roach Warren in this matchup. And kind of delaying his lair a little bit. Or, well, it's just not a fast lair player. It's not really delaying because most players delay their lair. But we just covered a bunch of Bly games, okay? He goes 2-base lair every game. So my perspective is a little bit skewed. Ooh, Oracle's here. The natural gets 3 drones, zaps him dead, and now gets out. That's nice value here. For Harstem has his 2 adepts in these nice nooks and crannies, these small choke points. So the Lynx can't really do anything to this 3rd base. I guess they could hit it from there, but like, what are they gonna do? Check the front base, see Stalker. Nothing much happening. This 3rd base, though, has no drones on it. 32 drones and a bunch of roaches. This seems like Fjant is going to attack here. Queens, are the queens gonna walk? The queens be walking, brothers. Look at that, 6 queens walking across the map. Fjant is sending it, and the oracles are radioing home like, Sir, there's a bunch of Zerg coming in. We're being overrun. So probably going to be morphing, yeah, Ravagers ASAP. Actually want to morph the back roaches because Ravagers move faster than the roaches. So he has a little creep highway here to get these units across ASAP. Well, since he didn't use this 3rd base, maybe could have taken it there. Let's see what happens here. We have 4 Ravagers. We do have 2 batteries ready to become nuclear batteries when it's relevant. Damn, that Oracle gets shot down almost immediately. Remember that Queens can't transfuse off creep, so they're really can't transfuse at all. And now we see a big fight here coming up. Nuclear battery has been established, and it's being clicked down here by Fjant, but oh my god, all of his DPS moves into the front, moves into the kill box of those Protoss units. Now we just have queens. So much energy that they can't use. And now we just have a bunch of stranded queens at the 3rd base of Harstem, and this seems really awkward. What was this? He tried to do a cute attack, but it just... Harstem just defended. He saw it. 4 oracles now. Bunch of Zerglings here, but look at that army from Harstem. Look at the drone count. Fjant is fucking dead, brothers. He's dead. Like, there's a dead man walking. Now, what I would have liked to see is that he would pull a drone slightly earlier and then build a hatchery there and then cancel it and then put a creep tumor, let it spread, and then you have like 6 queens and then you can transfuse the shit out of your Roach Ravager, and then you can take a little bit of a longer fight. And then, especially if you, like, wait a little longer, you then get, like, 6, 7 Ravagers, and then you can one-shot the batteries as well. And then, like that, the fight might start to favor you, because you have more of an anchoring position. But now, all he had were the Queens that could deal with the Oracles, but the Oracles were just kept back very nicely by Harstem, and, I mean, Fjant's still on, like, 30-ish drones, just hoping for Harstem to overcommit an attack, but I kind of want to see Harstem just throw down a 4th here and be like, nope. No. I'm just gonna sit on these 3 bases and just get to 160 supply, get my upgrades, and then take a 4th. What are you gonna do? And then at some point he can just move out, but Harstem knows, like, he can just fly into the 3rd base and see there's no drones. Like, this is the moment. Like, he flies in, he's like, oh, there's no drones, okay. Literally, he's like, oh, I just won the game. Because he knows that Fjant can either make drones or units here. And you can't do it halfway anymore because you're already behind. Wow, putting salt in the wound here is Harstem. 29 workers for Fjant. Firing up 18 more workers. Like, yeah, he's just going to do one last attack, maybe? But like, the game's just done. Like, Harstem knows what's going on. Fjant was just hoping that Harstem would attack into him. And now, actually, Fjant getting caught out off of creep. Even though he's being attacked by Harstem. Just trying to catch him out of position, but this is so many Blink Stalkers. Looks like a pretty decent position, though, with all these links. I mean, if he kills this army, he has a shot. But there's a 4th base for Harstem, and yeah. Good job by Harstem, really outclassing Fjant there in the last game. That looked like a cute all-in, but it needs to be a little sharper. Guys, thank you all for watching, hanging out. If you want to see any games from the Homestory Cup 24, let me know in the comments below. I'm picking like 1 game a round, sometimes 2, making sure that I cover every player at least once. But if there's a game that you know is epic or there's a player you really want to see, let me know. So be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.